So I was in there, and he came in, and he loves pretzels, and they happen to have pretzels there. So he was eating pretzels, and we were just talking, and he was telling me about how he was joining the military. And the conversation that I remember was that you're like, I'm joining the military, but I think I should probably get married before I go to basic training.
I was so just open with all of my thoughts and feelings back then. Just not, like, no care in the world.
And so we were talking about that. And I thought, yeah, it was kind of funny. And then you were eating a pretzel, but the way you were eating the pretzel was kind of funny because you, like, ate the center out of the...
Well, because when I was little, I think I might have seen it on a TV show or something. I saw it somewhere where you get the twists, pretzel twists, and then you can make the letters out of them. And so I'd always, like, do that for some weird reason. I'd try to make, like, letters. Anyway, I think I made an O, and then Sarah was there, and I presented it to her as a ring.
He did get down on one knee, and he goes, because he's talking about how he needs to get married before he goes to basic, and he's like, Sarah, will you marry me? And he was like, oh, yes, I will. And then he took the ring and he ate it. And I was like, well, I can't marry you now until you get me a new ring. So that became a running joke for us.
Yes, yeah.
That we were going to get married, we were engaged, but we can't get married until he got me a ring. Life is full of adventurous twists and turns, including the ones we create through our passions, dreams, desires, and discoveries. In the Life by Sara podcast, join me and my guests as we talk about staying passionate and creative in the middle of all the chaos that is life. Hi, I'm Sara Ann Comte, and this is the Life by Sara podcast. Okay, it's recording now because you can see that the numbers are moving.
Numbers are changing. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Are you going
to keep talking talk like this?
This is not going to be a good podcast.
Just looking at each other the whole time?
No, we're going to look at the camera.
We met in March.
You don't even know.
Do you?
Actually, no. I think it was like June or July.
Aha!
No,
that's probably right. Yeah. Because when did we...
Technically. Okay, first of all, let's start the episode.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for listening to Life by Sara podcast. We have another special podcast for you today. For those who are watching on video, my husband Scott, you can see him. He's in the camera.
Hello.
It's February, which means that it's Valentine's month.
Oh, that's right.
This episode will come out after Valentine's Day, but it will come out before our anniversary.
Oh.
So it's not only Valentine's month, it's our anniversary month. And so I thought this would be fun to get to know me a little bit better, but I thought it would be fun to share our story, our love story.
Nice.
Anything you want to say to introduce the podcast?
I don't think this is going to go well, but it's good because we're always too goofy, but it's good. We can be serious for the next 4 hours. So
4 hours? How long do you think this podcast is going to be?
4 hours. Anyway, no, I don't have anything to add. I think not that we have there's probably people out there that have other stories like ours,
but I think every story is unique and beautiful, and
but I love ours. I think ours is it fits us.
It fits us. It's true.
Very well.
You shall see what we're talking about very soon. So let's start at the beginning. We met. It was a
foggy day.
Let's kind of go before, because and I think that we can kind of do some back and forth too about like where you were at, where I was at. So
when I was 5 years old,
not that far back. For me, leading up to our meeting was, I think, significant to our story because I was hoping to date more. I wasn't dating a lot. And I started thinking about moving out of state. So at the time I lived in Utah and I was thinking about moving out of state, and I started applying for jobs like everywhere, like all over the country. Because I was like, maybe I'll start dating if I leave Utah.
Jeez.
And then my friend slash coworker slash boss, actually, she was my boss. She told me about this. I should start with, you should know that I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because that actually plays a huge role in how we met.
Yes.
And my friend told me that in our hometown, which she was from as well, they were starting a brand new singles ward. So singles wards at the time, I know they've changed a little bit. I don't know everything. I think the ages has changes. I'm not single, so I don't pay attention to those things very well. But at the time, it was like after you graduated high school, usually 18 or 19 to, I think 30 was the cutoff date for the young single adults ward. Yeah. And she said, there's a new one forming in our hometown, and you should try it out. And I was like, I don't want to, because there was another one, but it was like way too full. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to try it. But at the time, I was the single adult representative in my ward, or for those who don't know how the LDS church works, it's like a congregation. So in our congregation, I was the young single adult representative. I was like, okay, I should probably just go and try it out. And I went, and the Lord basically told me, you need to join the ward and you need to stay. And I was like, really? Can't I just move? It just sounded good to me. So I stayed. And I don't know if you want to talk about where you were at before. Before we met, I had just served my LDS mission. I went to Paraguay, and coming home, and I don't know what I was planning, I guess. I didn't really have a lot of plans. And so staying at my parents still, and kind of the same thing. They're like, this is your new ward. And I was like, okay. Threw you in the ward. They're like, you should just go here. And I think I had a lot of friends there too. A lot of people started going there, and so kind of go where the friends are. And so mine's not as cool. I wasn't looking for... It is interesting because most of the people who started that ward had just gotten home for their mission, or they had just graduated high school. So I felt old in this ward. It was a very young because ward. I was about 26, 25, 20, I think it was 26 when the word started. And they made me Relief Society president, which made me think that I had to stay. They got you. Yeah, they got me. I was like, okay, fine, I get it. This is what you want me to do. Heavenly Father, I'll stay. And I remember I think it was the first Sunday, we had what was called prayer meeting, and we would meet at like 8 o'clock at night. And usually it was just a social event. Everybody just talked and had fun, and then we would get together, share a thought, and then have a prayer as a congregation, and then we'd disperse. Sometimes there were goodies, and that was wonderful. And so it was the very first one, and I was just kind of hanging back watching. And there was, of course, this gaggle. Just kidding. You don't usually call men gaggles. But it was like a bunch of return missionaries kind of in a group. A crowd. And in walks this guy, and everybody turns and looks at him and says, Scott Comte! And I was like, oh. And that's me. These people love him. And so that was my first impression of you, was that people loved you a lot. And I didn't think that at all. I don't even know. You probably don't remember. You probably don't remember that prayer meeting. I don't. Yeah. That was every prayer meeting. That was every prayer meeting. I'm just kidding. So that was the first time I saw you. But we didn't officially meet until later, and I think it was probably a month or two later, our ward with 2 other singles wards were planning a trip down to Lake Powell, which, if you don't know Utah, it's a huge lake. People in Utah know it. Nevada, Arizona, people know Lake Powell from those areas. It's a huge lake, and it's like 5 hours away from where we were in central Utah.
Yeah, I always thought Payson was the center of Utah.
Yeah. The center. Payson is the center of Utah.
Not that it's the center of the universe, but it is the center of Utah. Everything relies on Utah, on Payson. Nice. So, but yeah, it's quite a trip down south. So, and
I had just gotten a new job, and so I was like, I don't think I can make it, because I had just started like a week before, but my bishop was like, you should go. You need to go. And I was like, well, I might be able to figure things out to go halfway through the week. So I planned to go, I think it was like a Wednesday, and they were going to be gone all 5 days. And my, this girl that was my secretary in the Relief Society presidency, she was like, hey, you should take my brother. He's going to go down halfway through the week as well.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And so you should take him. And then this other girl, this other Sarah, was like, hey, can I go with you too? Because I'm not going to go until halfway down the week. So I picked her up, and then I went and picked this other guy up, Scott.
Hey.
And it's funny because I remember when you walked out of the house, I was like, oh, he's cute. But I was like, but he's too young.
He's a child.
So he got in the car. Sarah was like, I just worked nights, so she fell asleep in the back seat. And Scott sat in the front seat with me, and it was a 5-hour trip, which ended up being, I thought it was super fun because we just talked, and I didn't usually talk super well.
It was awesome,
guys, but like we just talked the entire time, and he asked me about like, what do you want to do? What are your dreams? And then he told me all about like all these cool ideas that he had, and I think that's when you first told me about the lounge, actually, which someday
we've had so many dreams and ideas. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It was a really good trip. And because again, it was 5 hours, but it felt natural. It was really nice. It did feel
very natural.
And then we stopped at a diner. It was a hole-in-the-wall diner.
I don't think it was a diner. It was a gas... Well, they might have had a diner attached to it. You're right.
Yeah, it was the hole-in-the-wall diner. It was like a old... Because I remember we sat down and they had... I don't know if we...
We got burgers, I think, actually. You're right.
And they had like a book or something. There was a book there. Anyway, and then the gas station is in the actual...
I have a picture of that, actually. Because we took
in front
pictures
of it.
Outside.
Yes. And there's the gas station's inside of the rocks. It's crazy.
Oh, that's right.
And you can go into the back. Like, by the bathroom, there's like actual rock that you can touch and stuff. It's cool. It's a cool place. So, but I think that was like fairly close to Lake Powell.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was pretty close. We were hungry.
Yeah.
We had sustenance. So we had a great time in the car, and then we get there, and Scott goes off with his friends, and Sarah and I get out, and the sad thing is, Scott's grandma had actually just died, like the day before.
Oh my god!
Do you remember that? That was kind of a big part of this trip.
I forgot about that.
We got there, and Jody was like, I am going to go home because she wasn't there when your grandma died. Jody is his sister.
That's right.
And she's the one that told me to take him to Lake Powell.
Jody. Hi, Jody. Yeah, I forgot about that, actually. I was very close to my grandma. She was very important to me, so it was very sad.
Yeah. So Jody, though, because she wasn't there, she was like, I'm going to go home. And then others were like, we're leaving, because I guess it was like super windy. Yeah. And I was like, well, our ward basically left, and I didn't bring like a tent. And they're like, you can keep ours. But I'm like, if everybody's leaving, I'm not going to stay.
Yeah.
So
it was a weird trip.
It was like
so ended
weird.
Fast.
So I think Sarah and I went on a couple boat rides, and then we left and just followed the bishop back home. So crazy. I was in the car for 10 hours that day. I almost hit a deer too, and like close to Price. Man, that was scary.
I'm remembering a lot more of this, I guess. I don't remember any of this. You're reminding me. I don't remember you almost hitting a deer.
Well, because you weren't there.
Good call.
Yeah. You were.
I'm supposed
busy
to know everything
making-
in your life, sir.
You're making videos with your friends.
Yeah, Leo Corzo and
As
Jared.
Oh no.
No, it's I think he had a different girlfriend at the time. But I forget the other guy. There's two guys. They were trying to impress these girls, and I was just there being me. And making them
it's a
laugh.
great video.
So,
It's such a great video.
I don't know where that is. So
I think it's on
buried
Facebook.
somewhere.
I think that's how I
Probably
saw it, was
buried
on
somewhere.
Facebook.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's a
Just
great
kidding.
video.
It was long ago.
I need to go find it and then download
Oh,
it. So
no.
that I have it forever.
That's so funny.
Such a good one.
It was good. It was a good time. I kind of forget what happened. Did I stay there?
Yeah, you stayed. We left you.
Hey. Wow. I forget what happened.
But what was
Anyway.
cool about that trip is after that, you and I became really good friends. And we would joke and talk all the time. I'd ask you about your dates. You would ask me about life. Because I didn't.
Sad. Oh, you.
I had a few dates.
That's
not
too
a lot.
funny.
But Jody would be like, "Oh, Scott went on a date," and I'd be like, "Hey, Scott, how was your date?"
I really did try to date. I think that's a good thing to point out, though, is I did try to date quite often, but yeah, no one as good as you. So obviously not. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I want to bring that up now, but there is something
But
to.
anyway, I'll bring it up.
But I'll bring it up anyway. I think when I was dating quite often, it was so easy for me to find something wrong. Like, I don't know why, but I would go almost immediately to, this is not right. Or, what is wrong? You know, I'm not feeling it. And never once did I feel that with you. Just saying. So if you're dating out there, I don't know, that's probably maybe, I don't know. But if you're dating and there's nothing wrong, that's actually something good. I think some people look for it,
They're
though.
like, nothing's wrong, so it must
something,
be wrong.
yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like, it just made sense. I was like, I want that. I don't want a girl where I'm just, you know, like, I'm not myself, or I'm trying to look for an excuse to be, you know, like, what, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it was a relief. It was nice to, it was nice to find that, you know. I liked that. So anyway, so yeah, we became friends and we had a few
Funny moments.
interactions.
So one day I was in, I don't know if this is like your first one you want to think about bringing up, but this is what's on my mind is I was in the clerk's office working on some records stuff for Relief Society, and the bishopric always kept treats in the bishop's office.
I don't know why.
I think it was mostly for them, but we ate them all.
Yeah.
Like all the
People always knew they
Yeah.
were there, so.
And maybe that was a good thing. They knew. Maybe it was a way to get people down close to the bishop's office. We
Now
got
we
treats.
know. Now we know.
Because it was like the bishop's office was actually in the basement
Yep.
in that building. It was a 2-story building. An old building that no longer is there.
If someone in the
It's torn
bishopric of that ward is listening, please tell us your secret.
Your secret. So I was in there, and he came in, and he loves pretzels, and they happened to have pretzels there. So
Yes.
he was eating pretzels, and we were just talking, and he was telling me about how he was joining the military. And the conversation that I remember was that you're like, I'm joining the military, but I think I should probably get married before I go to basic training.
I was so just open with all of my thoughts and feelings back then. Just not, like, no care in the world.
And so we were talking about that, and I thought, yeah, it was kind of funny. And then you were eating a pretzel, but the way you were eating the pretzel was kind of funny because you like ate the center out of the.
Well, because when I was little, I think I might have seen it on a TV show or something. I saw it somewhere where you get the twists, pretzel twists, and then you can make the letters out of them. And so I'd always like do that for some weird reason. I'd try to make like letters. Anyway, I think I made an O. And then Sarah was there, and I presented it to her as a ring.
He did get down on one knee, and he goes, Because he's talking about how he needs to get married before he goes to basic. And he's like, Sarah, will you marry me? And he was like, oh, yes, I will. And then he took the ring and he ate it. And I was like, well, I can't marry you now until you get me a new ring. So that became a running joke for us.
Yes, yeah.
That we were going to get married, we were engaged, but we can't get married until he got me a ring.
And Sarah was in theater in high school, so it was very believable.
Right.
So I was like, wow, she does want to get married.
Well, and then, like, I feel like it was, I don't remember if it was before that or after that you asked out my sister.
It was after that. That was kind of the, I think that was before, because we had that other get together, and I gave you that ring. Uh-huh. That was after that, and then I dated your sister after that as well. I
don't know. That was closer to, you didn't, and you only went on one date, so it's not like
you
dated her. He just went on a date with her. But it was funny because then you were texting me. I was at work.
Oh, gosh.
You're texting me, and you're like,
oh, man.
You're texting me about going on a date with my sister. And you're like, I don't know if she likes me. And I was like, I don't even remember the conversation super well. You were texting me about it. And then my coworker was like, why don't you date him? It's like, he went on a date with my sister.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, and then even during that time, like, I'd always be like, there's this really awesome guy in my ward who I really like, but he's too young. And my mom would be like, ask him out anyway. And I would be like, no, he's too young. He's too young.
Which I think, and then there was another time we had like this sad party in the ward where it was like a prom.
It was supposed to be a prom kind of date. So I don't remember who planned it. I think it was the activities committee, and the girls were supposed to dress in formal dresses, and the boys were supposed to dress up. All the girls dressed up, and none of the guys did. But
it was so awkward.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So and then they had music playing, and they had pretty tables set out, and I think we had like a whole meal and everything. But we were dancing, and you stole my friend's ring.
Yep. Her fake ring.
She wore a ring. She was in the nursing program, and I think at the time she was working in the psych ward. And she said that all the women there would wear wedding rings, otherwise they would get marriage proposals like crazy. So she had this fake wedding ring that she had that night from working, I guess.
Right.
And so you stole it.
And asked you to marry me the second time.
Yeah.
And you said?
I don't remember.
No.
Did I?
I think you like made a joke about it or something.
Yeah. Well, and then you got up and we were dancing, and you're like, what if we really did get married one day? And I didn't know what to say. I was like, huh? And then after the song ended, I walked away.
Yeah. I was like, well, I guess that's the answer. And then maybe we move into, so after all of that, maybe talk about what you talked with my sister.
Oh. Well, it was funny because I think right before that we had an activity, and it was when we made those binders. Do you remember? And Camille stayed a little later, and you were talking to Camille quite a bit, and then I was like, oh, he must like her. And then, like that Sunday or Sunday very soon after that, I was sitting by Jody, and she just kind of turned to me and she's like, I think that Scott should date Camille. And I was like, oh yeah, they'd be so cute together. And honestly, I have no idea where this came from. It has to be the spirit, because it was not like me to do this at all. And my sister, she can attest to this. She was sitting right next to me, and she told me later, she's like, yeah, I don't know why that was not like you at all. But I was like, I responded and said, Scott should ask me out before we both leave, because he was getting ready to go to basic, and I was actually getting ready to move to Michigan at that time because my brother lived there, and I was going to go help out for a little bit, kind of help out with the kids and other things. I can't remember, but so yeah, I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Michigan.
Yeah, about to
Finally,
part ways.
I was like, I've been serving as the Relief Society president long enough. I think I can feel okay about leaving.
The only way to escape is to leave the state.
Yep. So then what happened after that? Like, you talked to Jody later? Do you remember the
You
conversation?
know me and my memory. I got dropped a lot when I was I'm just kidding. I don't have the best memory ever, but I do remember, I think Jody brought it up. Jody talked to me and she was like, I was talking to Sarah and she said that you should ask her out. I think it was just very, very Jody-like, very blunt. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't know why I've never thought of that. And then I think I texted you.
You did. I was at my grandma's house. I do remember being at my grandma's house and then I got a text from you because I wasn't expecting it.
Right.
It was something weird I said to Jody and it's like, oh, nothing will happen from that. And then you texted me and asked me on a date.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, because I think at that time I was living with my brother. Mm-hmm. So I was living with my older brother in Orem, Utah. And, yeah, like Sarah said, getting ready to go into the military. And that was in Texas. And so I wasn't really looking for... I don't know what I was doing. I was like, I'm still dating. And then Jody told me that. And I was like, Sarah's awesome. And she's a really good friend. I was like, it'd be cool to date her, you know? And so... I forget our first date.
Our first date.
Oh, that's right. Date. Yeah.
With this guy that you always call Speedo Boy. Which is funny because, like, I know his first name.
Yeah, it's Eric, if you're listening. But, yeah, not that I had a formula, but I really liked, as a first date, I liked either Fat Cats, which is like a bowling place, and Pita Pit, because Pita Pit was, like, nearby. Did we go?
No, because they have a Costa Vida inside Fat Cats, so we did Costa Vida.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We did Costa Vida and Fat Cats. Mm-hmm. There was another one I'd always do, because I loved Pita Pit and... Oh, what's that? Comedy Sports.
Oh, yes.
Loved that one. Anyway, yeah, so we did Fat Cats, bowling, and then we did Costa Vida afterwards.
Then after that, we went to Comedy Sports.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So you were like going all out for me, apparently. Putting both of your formulas together.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, wow, you were very special. Yeah, it was funny because I think we arrived, I don't know if you remember this, but we had arrived first.
Yes, I do remember that.
And they came in.
And I think they were on a blind date.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, who's this? I was like, did we say we were married or we were...
I think you either said my wife or my fiance. I can't remember.
Already. Oh, man, I was so terrible. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, yeah, this is my wife. And he's like, what? I was like, no, I'm just kidding.
We told them the whole story.
But it was a blast. We had a great time and laughed. And, that was the first one. And then
you kept talking to me. You, like, texted me. I think I invited you over to my house because I was living with my friend in an apartment, and I invited Scott over, and she invited some guy that she really liked over, who she's married to now. Kind of funny.
Hey, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
And
for some Korean food.
Yeah, I made
tteokbokki.
I made tteokbokki.
Yeah.
I've made it a few times. So I went on my LDS mission to South Korea and fell in love with Korean food. So I was like, come over and I'll make you tteokbokki, which you happen to really like.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
So it was really good.
Very spicy.
And we had a great time. I do remember I think it was during the day before you came. That's when you texted me and said, like we were just randomly texting and you're like,
I put my pants on today.
No. You said, I've been thinking about what it would be like to hijack cars.
Sarah, all my secrets are coming out. Who hasn't had that thought? Am I right, guys? Who hasn't had the thought of, hey, can't be that hard. I've changed.
I don't know.
I've changed a lot. Yeah.
You don't think about hijacking cars anymore? I mean, you never actually did it.
No, I never got caught doing it.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, so then that happened, and then...
Oh, also, if we're bringing up random things...
that was the washing hands. Is that what you're going to talk about?
The washing hands?
You washed my... You dried my hands.
We're so weird.
Dishes,
I'm a weird person. I don't know why you agreed to marry me.
Because we're perfect for each other.
It's true.
It's random.
Yeah, I dried Sarah's hands. No, I was talking about the picture of you.
Picture?
Oh, we weren't even dating.
This is okay. We have to backtrack for a second. My friend and I used to hold movie nights at our apartment, and we'd invite a bunch of people over from the ward. And it would happen after we'd have ward prayer, and then a bunch of people would come over and we'd watch a movie. And I happened to have like a bunch of photos out on the table of like my childhood. I don't know why, but they were there. And Scott got a hold of them. And one of them fell on the floor, and he picked it up, and then he put it in his wallet.
Thinking about it now, I'm like, that is a little creepy.
And it was funny because I think you dated a few girls.
Why I had it, yeah.
Yeah. Then by the time we started dating, I was like, hey, do you still have that photo in your wallet? And you're like, no. It felt weird because it was a picture of me in like 6th or 7th grade.
Yeah. I was like, Sarah, I'd look at it. I'm like, she's funny.
He finally was like, this is a little weird. And so he threw it away.
Yeah, we're weird people. And then she showed me, while we were dating, some other interesting things. She showed me like her video collection of what she made when she was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And those were quite hilarious.
Some interesting videos.
We went on a big hike, and we didn't even get to the...
I had bronchitis.
Oh, man.
I had super bad bronchitis, and we went on the hike to the Timpanogos Cave.
Yeah, we couldn't
go inside
halfway.
because they didn't have any tickets,
right.
but we're like, we can hike up anyway.
Yeah.
And if you've been on that hike, it is kind of steep.
It's a little brutal,
It was during the summer, so it was hot. It was like July.
So good.
June, July, something like that.
I'm trying to think of some other funny ones before we get to...
Another date. I remember... For a while, you were gone for a week because you took your dad to see Phantom of the Opera, and you rode a gondola with him, which is like my favorite story.
I did go on a very romantic weekend with my dad. It was kind of crazy because we went to the Phantom of the Opera
in Las Vegas,
and we got tickets, and then we were in like some place, and a guy came to me. He was like, we can get you guys like right underneath the chandelier if you want. We have those tickets. And I was like, yeah. So me and my dad like sat right underneath the chandelier when it like falls. That's awesome. And so you're looking up and you're like,
spot.
It's like you can almost touch it with your hand.
That
it's
is
crazy.
so
Yeah.
cool.
It was really cool.
That would be awesome.
Super romantic.
Super romantic.
Yeah.
And then you came back and you introduced me to Pita Pit because I had never had it before.
Yeah, I loved Pita Pit. I was gonna say, I think the last date though, before things got really serious, was when we went to Bear Lake.
Oh, that's an important story to tell. That's actually really important. It was serious actually at that point because it was like the week before you left.
But right.
Before that, this is actually kind of funny.
The timeline.
I know, the timeline's confusing. It was all within a month. This is the crazy thing, is a lot of this happened within a month because we started dating and then he was moving and then like a few weeks later I was moving. So yeah, it was...
We had to hurry.
Pretty insane. But I don't remember what we had a date one day and I don't remember. Oh, I think it was the date where we went to see Transformers and then we left early because it was going too long and I was like, I have to get back because I was in charge of family home evening in the ward. Mm-hmm. And then you dropped me off and everybody's like, are you dating Scott? So then I was like, yeah, yes I am. And then you texted me later and you're like, what do you want out of this relationship? And I was like, well, I mean, if we're going that far, I'm going to be completely honest. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm hoping to be your girlfriend. And you were like, I don't want to get serious before I go to basic training.
I wanted to be honest.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I didn't know what to do with that information. But we still kept dating. You still kept texting me.
I just couldn't let go. Well, and that's another... I don't know if that was before Lake Powel, when we met with...
That was after. It was like the Monday before you left. So I got permission from my boss to take a day off, and our plan was to go up to Bear Lake. That's what's Lake Bear.
Lake
Bear Lake. And Scott talked to his brother's neighbor. Well, he borrowed his dad's truck, and then he talked to his brother's neighbor and asked if he could borrow a canoe.
A canoe.
And we attached the canoe to the truck, the top of the truck, which is insane how that all worked. And
it was
then,
little Toyota Tundra.
And then we took off, and we went up. You have to pass through Logan first. So we went through Logan, and then we were going up this really big mountain. So we were like half an hour away from
we were very close. Oh.
Bear Lake.
Lake Bear.
Lake Bear.
We'll just call it
Lake Bear. It's called Lake Bear now. So we were half an hour away from the lake, and suddenly the engine starts smoking. And
my dad wasn't the best at changing the oil in this. And it already had well over 150,000 miles, I think. It was getting up there in miles, and it just wasn't taken care of very well.
So, if you've ever been on that road, for people who are in Utah and who've been on that road, there's not a lot of space to pull over on this road. Because
it's a canyon road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some random places, but where we were at, we were kind of stuck. So, Scott's like, okay, get in the driver's seat. And I'm going to push. And we're going to push down, because he'd have to push me backwards. We're going to push down to this little area where we could be off the side of the road. And
thinking back, I don't know. It was on a hill. Why did we have to push?
I don't know.
Just for a good story, I guess. And mind you, I also forgot to tell you how to stop. Because I forgot that when those old trucks, maybe old cars in general, but old trucks, if they didn't have the engine running, the steering could lock.
The regular brake would not work.
The brakes kind of lock out, right? And so the only way to stop is the emergency brake, which I totally forgot. I didn't face. It was just a bad situation because I was just like, oh yeah, we'll just push. Oh, and that's the thing though. Wasn't there the guy already there?
There were so many people who passed us, and there was finally one person who stopped to help. So he's helping, and they're pushing it down the hill, and then it starts to take on some momentum. And they're like, okay. And I kind of pull into, they're like, okay, push the brake. And I'm like, it's not working. And you kind of run up to the window, and you're like, the emergency brake.
Running on the side.
And I'm like, where's the emergency brake? And you're trying to tell me, but I'm like, what? And I'm like, I have to see where I'm going because there's a curve coming up, and there's probably cars coming up this road. I don't know, you can't tell. And so I'm trying to steer. I have to steer the car so we don't I don't know.
Die?
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't just go down this mountain like this. And it's picking up speed. And I finally get this impression, take your eyes off the road right now and just look for the brake. And I was like, okay. So I look and I find it and I pull it, and I pulled it just in time, because if I had not pulled it then, the car would have gone, the truck, it hit that.
Well, there was a waterfall. And so there's a waterfall coming down, and it went under the road. And so the road was sort of like a bridge, and it had barriers. So the tire hit the barrier and went up on it slightly, but I hit the brake and it stopped. It was so if I had not done it, I would have gone over or flipped over something. Yeah.
But that didn't happen. And we were like, okay, we're just going to have to go down the hill. So we turned it around, and we'd have to stop every once in a while because the thing would overheat. So we'd stop in these random places. I think we stopped on an ant log one time.
Yeah.
Another time we stopped in front of that building where we took all those pictures of us making funny faces.
It was a lodge or something. But
Which
like a gathering.
that picture, one of the pictures that we took of us making a bunch of faces, we have it framed. I framed it for Scott when he went to basic training, and it's just kind of been this reminder to us all these years that crazy things happen, but as long as we're together, it's okay.
Well, yeah, we later found that it was the radiator. And so it would cool down, we'd drive a little bit, it'd overheat, and so we'd stop. But I do, well, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but the picture especially, because that happened, right? You almost flipped over this car, and you stopped. And you just took it so well. It was just such another reminder that I was like, I love you. You.
Because we hadn't said that to each other at that point.
It was just crazy because it was such a crazy... And this has always been my life. I feel like my life has always kind of put me in situations of like, why am I here? Why am I in this situation of craziness? And I've had, there have been other people in my life, and they've always just kind of had these situations with me, and they're like, I can't do this. Or they're just freaking out. And you were so stoic. Like, you were just so like, oh, I guess that's life. And I'm like, I love you.
There was, because we went down the hill and then we took it to the mechanic. And the mechanic kind of told us what was going on. And then we went to this bakery. And next to it was Honks. And they had that picture. And I have a picture of you pointing to it. But now I can't remember what it says. I think it's like Life is an Adventure or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Old Grist Mill. If you're in Logan, go to Old Grist Mill.
Awesome.
It was so
Their
good.
bread is incredible. Their dill bread, which I only think they do like once a week.
Yeah, so good.
So good.
Yeah, the mechanic was like, it's going to cost all this. And so we called the tow truck. And it was going to be like such a long drive back. And it was just... And so you had the canoe on top of a truck on top of this tow truck, and it was just
and
so
then
silly.
we went all the way back to
Orem
at your brother's, because we had to. That's where we needed to get rid of the canoe.
Yeah, just crazy.
Your dad was not happy, but we were like, but you're the one who didn't change the oil.
Set me up.
But
yeah, it was a good... I think it was the last kind of thing I needed to just know that you were very special. So it was nice. It was nice to know that. So
well, it was soon after that we both had our experience with the bishop.
Right.
And what had happened is we sat by each other in church that Sunday, and people were like, "You guys are dating?"
It's official.
And then I was sure the bishop saw, because we were right at the front.
Yeah.
And holding hands. And then I talked to the bishop, and because he had released me from my calling because I was moving, and we were talking, and I was like, yeah, I might not be in Michigan for as long as I had initially planned. And he was like, what? Come to my office after church. We're going to talk. Because I had a really good relationship with him. He was an awesome, awesome bishop.
Yeah.
And so I went to his office, and he's like, what's going on? Like, it's just the way he is. He's just a very personable person. Yes. He's like, what's going on? And I was like, well, I don't know if you know, but I'm dating Scott Comte. And he was like, what? Because you've known him.
Yeah. Basically my whole life. I was born in Colorado, but we were in that ward for ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I knew. He was never a bishop in our ward, but
just an awesome
love
guy.
That guy, yeah. So good.
So he was like, oh, how's it going? I was like, yeah, it's really fun. And he's like, do you love him? And I was like, I mean, I don't know. I just started dating him. And he's like, do you love him? And I was like, I don't know. And he kept asking me, and finally he was like, okay. And he moved on, and he started talking about some other stuff. And then he was like, do you love him? And I was like, yeah, I love him. And he's like, okay, I'm glad you know, basically.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, well, I don't know what to do with that. And then it was Monday, and we had family home evening with the ward. And you wanted to talk to him before you left, because you were leaving that week to go into basic.
Jeez, yeah. And yeah, I went in to talk to him, and like Sarah said, he's just
I know what day that was. That was July 11th.
What in the world?
Because, okay, this is weird that I know that.
Okay.
But I only know it because you had picked me up from work so we could go pick up free Slurpees from 7-Eleven.
That night?
Yes, because my car was still at the
Shop?
park,
Oh.
the park and ride, because I usually rode the bus up.
Oh, that's right.
So you had picked me up from work.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretty sure that was 7-Eleven day.
You have a great memory. I don't remember that at all. But I do, yeah. So I went in, and like Sarah said, very personable, love the guy. And we started talking about, the future and, what's going to happen. You join the military. I was going into the reserves, so it wasn't full time. So I still had to have, what's the future like and stuff like that. And then he was like, on to Sarah. And we were talking about Sarah. And he's like, what's... I forget how he put it. But basically, we got to the point where he's like, if you... there's other guys that will be interested in Sarah. So if you don't take your chance now, you won't have a chance again, essentially. And basically, don't miss the opportunity to be with one of the best people. He could not stop talking about how amazing Sarah was. Like he just loved Sarah so much.
He believes in me a lot more than I believe in myself.
And I don't know. After that conversation, I was like, there will never be another woman like Sarah ever, and I can't miss that. That's essentially what I got out of that. He's like, you have to marry her, and basically, and I was just like, yes, I will. yes, I will. And I think at the same time, I think it was like I forgot this part. When I was living with my...
That scared me.
Hi, Berks.
Might have to take a little break for a minute.
Time out.
Sorry for the interruption. Our daughter just came in. She's supposed to be asleep.
Are you gonna keep all that in there?
I don't know. I'll decide.
That's hilarious.
I probably won't have the long pause. No, it'll just be nothing.
Clicking in the background.
I will take that out.
That's good. You should.
Because it was a
daughter.
while.
Yeah, it was like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, we have a daughter.
And scene.
So we were talking about our conversation with the bishop, and then after you spoke with him, then you took me to go pick up my car.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Slushies. Not at all.
No. You don't remember picking me up, like taking me back to my car?
I picked up plenty of it.
That was a very significant moment.
Homeless people. That's what I was going to say.
Because you were taking me back to my car, but you're like, I'm just gonna take a drive, and so we went on this like long
was that when that happened?
drive. Yeah.
Oh, and we drove up the canyon.
No, that wasn't that time. That was later in
geez.
the week. It was like the night before you left.
We got married, guys. That's what
All
matters.
of this leading up to the fact that we got married.
Wait, what did we do after that?
So we drove around, and you were like, I'm just gonna drive around a little bit, and you wanted to tell me something, but you were nervous, and we wanted to hold hands in the car. I don't remember exactly. I'm trying to remember this well. We were driving, and you were talking, kind of babbling a little bit. And then you said, I love you. I love you, Sarah. I remember you said it just like that.
Oh.
And I
crazy.
said, I love you too.
I don't remember this very well. I'm so sorry.
And then we got to my car, and you gave me like this super passionate kiss.
Oh, gosh. No tongue. There was some tongue.
Yeah.
It was a thing to do back then.
To give tongue?
It's a cool thing. Don't blame me. Anyway, yeah, I'm remembering it now. But not very well. I remember the makeout, though.
Well, that's when we officially told each other that we loved each other.
And then so when was the canyon?
So I don't remember exactly what day you left, but I think it was the day before you left. We decided to do like a canyon trip. So it turned into a disaster, actually, because we were just going to go to Kiwanis Park.
Oh, it was called Beer Can Flats.
Once upon a time. But we were just going to go there and roast marshmallows. But you didn't bring anything.
What?
You didn't have a lighter, so we went back to find a lighter.
Oh my gosh. No, well, there's people there, I remember, and we tried to borrow theirs or something.
Maybe. We couldn't get it started, though. I think it was too windy. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because even after we got the lighter, we were having a hard time getting it
didn't
to
work
start.
out,
So
yeah.
then you're like, well, let's go up the canyon a little ways to this spot.
We're so silly. Because now I'm remembering that beach time, too. Remember when we went to Laguna Beach?
That was
Laguna. Lincoln Beach.
That was before we got engaged.
Yeah. And I was like super romantic.
I was also super
You were
sick.
super sick. It was super windy.
But that was later.
Anyway.
Yeah, and so we went up the canyon and we just kind of hung out on the hood of... Wait.
Was it the truck?
No. It can't be. I'm super confused. I think that it was the hood of the truck. So Bear Lake hadn't happened yet.
Were
it must have
engaged?
happened like right after. No, we weren't engaged.
The timeline.
This is when we decided, like, yes, we're gonna get married.
That's right. Yeah, when we were up at the canyon. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm so confused about when Bear Lake happened.
Probably not tonight, of course, but we need to sit down someday and write it out.
Bear Lake had to have happened after that.
Right. Okay.
Because
the truck was
the truck.
Weird.
I'm confused. I just remember we went up and we were talking and because we had already said I love you and you had your conversation with the bishop. I had my conversation with the bishop and we were like, we're going to get married.
Yeah.
And we were like talking about the future and everything.
And I was silly about it because I really didn't want to do anything serious before I left. Because I couldn't conceive it. And I had heard so many terrible stories of long-distance relationships. And they're like, they never work out, and it's terrible, and don't string her along, and this and that. And I was just like, yeah, I don't care. I was like, I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to do this, but I don't want to lose you either. I just didn't want to. I was in such a weird position.
It is a weird place.
And you were like,
I'm up for anything.
Just do it. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
So then the timeline's muddled and confused. But then you left at some point.
And you left.
And I left. You left before me. I remember you would have, like, when you were in basic, you would have 5 minutes to call home.
Yeah.
And nobody knew that we were planning to get married. We weren't officially engaged, but we were planning to get married. And nobody knew. But... so you'd call and talk to your parents really quick, and then you would call me for the rest of the time. And your sister was very upset. She's like, well, he doesn't call me.
Yeah, I felt bad.
In the back of my mind, I'm like, but he's going to marry me.
Yeah. Yeah, that time was very precious because, yeah, basic, they're very strict, and they try to keep, outside attentions very short, and so...
Yeah, but we would write each other all the time. I don't know what happened to all those letters.
No.
I don't even know what happened to your letters that I sent you. We moved around too many times, and things. They're probably in one of those tubs.
Probably,
to be honest.
Yeah, we have like a big memory tub.
Couple tubs actually that I just need to go through. It's like photos and everything. And then I left. We continued to talk. Oh, you even gave me a necklace. I still have that necklace. It's like a heart, and I gave you a pig.
That's when I knew she loved me.
It was a pig I had gotten on my mission. And I think when one of my companions had given it to me, and she said, "You need to give this to your future husband." I don't know why. I don't know the significance of it. And we had this whole conversation about it, and we named him Petey, and we said we were going to get a pig one day, a real pig one day, and name him Petey. That we are also going to have a house on a cliff. Let's
Someday.
not do that. I've changed my mind.
A lot of things have changed since then. And then, I finished up.
I came for your graduation.
Yep, I finished basic, and then at graduation, you invite, people that you care about, I guess, or whoever. And it's in Texas. So my parents had to come from Utah, and then you came with them.
Well, I flew from Michigan and met your parents at the airport, and we stayed in the same hotel. Like, I was in a different room, but we were in the same place. And I stayed an extra day after they left.
They were very
And we went and looked
aware.
at rings.
They had no clue. I didn't tell my family a lot.
My mom knew, because I told my mom. And my mom and I were already planning weddings. Because I'm her oldest daughter, so it was like...
It was very
exciting.
important. Sorry, Mom. I probably should have told you.
Well, and everybody was confused, because I think then Jody somebody knew, and they were like, everybody's upset, and we just need to tell it. I don't know. It was like a whole thing. Everybody just wanted to know. And I think eventually I made you tell somebody.
I guess it's already over. It's in the past. I'm not very good at that. And I think it continues today. I don't really, make a big to-do of anything. Someday I'll lose a leg or something and be like, "Yay, I lost a leg, I guess." And it's okay, guys. We're moving on. So I don't know. I'm very bad at that. And I apologize to my family. Because I did leave them in the dark. And I just suddenly was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking of marrying Sarah." They're like, "Yeah, we know." I forget how it got out.
I don't know. I think I made you just tell
Anyway.
them. But then...
we shopped for rings.
Yep. We didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
We just wanted to get an idea of what I liked.
Yep.
And then in November was Thanksgiving, and you at that point were done with basic, but you were in Texas because you went from San Antonio to...
No, I went from Lackland
to Fort Sam.
Fort Sam,
which is all in San Antonio area.
Yep.
And I flew down for Thanksgiving.
Well, I think, isn't Fort Sam in Houston?
No, it's in San Antonio. Because we did San Antonio again.
You are correct.
And I came down. It was just me this time, and we had an awesome Thanksgiving dinner in this random park that we went to. We got Walmart sliced turkey, a Walmart pumpkin pie. We wanted to get cranberries, but we couldn't find any because everything was already sold out. So we got marmalade.
Wasn't there something else?
Probably some salads, like potato salad
we got
or something.
a salad.
And we ate that in this random park. And then, hey, looking over there, there was a Japanese tea garden that we walked through.
Yep.
But then we noticed there was a zoo, and the zoo was open. So on Thanksgiving Day, we got to go through the zoo, and that was fun.
The tea garden was really pretty too. It was a cool.
It's a cool park, yeah. And we just had a fun time, and talked more about getting married.
I was so skinny. It's fantastic.
You were very skinny.
Yeah, I've never been that skinny again.
One day.
I left basic training at 178.
That's true.
It was
crazy.
Was pretty amazing. Yeah, it was very crazy. Anyway.
And that kind of leads up to December, because then after that, that was Thanksgiving, and then December is when all this stuff happened.
Yep.
And that's where we're going to end part 1.
Ooh, a cliffhanger.
Yeah, so it's just going to be a fun February love story podcast time.
And if you thought the beginning was crazy, because there was a lot going on, and
we've been married. Stuff. It'll be 14 years on the 18th.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then it's been. We made it.
we survived.
It's been an adventurous.
It's been insane. Yeah.
14 years. So we've got some fun stuff to tell you.
It's crazy saying that. Anyway.
Yep. Thanks again for listening to the podcast,
Thank
Life
you.
by Sara. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. I would very much appreciate it. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok and Facebook.
All
Those
the
are the major
socials.
ones at Sara Ann Comte, SaraAnnComte. There's no P, there's no H.
Nope.
And you can also find me at saraanncomte.com. Thanks again, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.